Over these past few days I've been playing a game that a lot of people would call controversial, others would call it a masterpiece, I would call it revealing. That game was Sonic Frontiers, a game that, until its release, was nothing but a cloud of hate and judgment, not only from the Sonic fans but from the entire gaming community. Needless to say that at one point I myself joined the bandwagon. I also thought that the game was going to be a failure. I also wasn't wrong. If we look at 3D Sonic's history, Sega and the Sonic team have been failing the players since the 7th generation of consoles with Sonic 06, and the trailers for Sonic Frontiers really didn't look that promising. This video is not an in-depth analysis of Sonic Frontiers, far from that, but I have to say I was really surprised with the feelings that this game invoked in me, that's why I would call it revealing. See, for the better part of the last 10 years I had almost forgotten about Sonic. In my eyes and many others, Sonic has been nothing but this huge congregation of failure and disappointment. Sonic Frontiers reminded me not only that Sonic still has hope for the future, but of the good times I spent with Sonic throughout my entire life. As a PS2 and PSP kid, I played a lot of Sonic games, and I am sincerely disappointed at myself for letting years of others' bad experiences ruin what was some of the best parts of my life when it comes to gaming. It made me realize that, as cliché as it sounds, nowadays everywhere we go we're constantly being hit with toxicity, and it has a way more profound effect on us than what we think. I am glad I actually got to play Sonic Frontiers. It was an amazing game and reminded me of other amazing games that I played to death while growing up. Sonic Heroes is the first that came to mind. Fun fact, never got over Seaside Hill level when I was young. Still love the game and have amazing memories of it. Back then, the initial feeling of a game really mattered more than its entirety sometimes. Sonic Rivals 1 and Sonic Rivals 2 were also games I fondly remember. I loved the way the story was told, the amount of characters you could use, and the general feeling I got from the levels. I always loved characters like Silver, Shadow and Metal Sonic, and since I never played the games that these characters were introduced in, this was the only way I ever got access to them outside of YouTube videos. There was also the other type of Sonic games like Sonic Riders and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. The aesthetic of these games really hit different in a way that they were very anime-ish. I can fondly remember I always let the animated intro to Sonic Riders play out because it was just that good. Other than that, the two things that I also fondly remember are 1. Sucking at the game, and 2. The water parts of the levels. I don't know why, but in racing games I always get astonished at how the developers make water parts. I think if you can give the players a water level so good that you actually forget that you are playing a racing game and instead focus on the level itself, you have done a good job as a game developer. Staying on the PS2, I can also fondly remember Sonic Gems Collection. Fun fact, I have no clue what games are on these. I remember me and my cousin had this game and all we played was the fighting game. It was so clunky and it had such bad controls, but I have such fond memories of it. Specifically spamming and fighting on top of a stage that, if I remember correctly, was a plane. I might try to find footage of that since the game is PS2 exclusive and I have no way to record that. And that brings me to Sonic Frontiers, which is the only 3D Sonic game I have seen through to the end. It really amazed me and made it so I was motivated to go back and play some of the other Sonic games. Especially some of the 3D ones like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, those are some that have been on my backlog for quite some time and it's honestly embarrassing. Honestly, I am just happy that I got to enjoy something with everything going on. I barely get the energy to start a new game, I tend to get overloaded with the choice of games I have. I know, first world problems, so pushing through to the end of Sonic Frontiers, even though I did unusually large sessions. I think I beat it in 3 or 4 sessions, but it was quite fulfilling seeing the end credits of a Sonic game after all these years without beating one. My point after all of this is, how many franchises, how many games am I missing and are we missing that have been clouded by the negativity of people over these past few years? I guess I will have to keep playing and experiencing more games to know that. In between all of those, I'm going to keep making videos for you to watch, so make sure to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed the video, it goes a long way. And other than that, this has been the Retro Den, and I'm out.